Good morning, Facebook friends and family. Welcome to Sunday School. Happy Valentine's Day. And everybody here says Happy Valentine's Day. We welcome you to Sunday School on this super chilly February morning. It is really, really cold out, so I hope you are someplace warm. We were just talking about how we're still cold. We're still cold even though we're inside, and it's warmer in here, but boy, it is cold outside. So I hope you are someplace warm and joining us, and I just wish you a wonderful, happy Valentine's Day, and I hope you are able to celebrate with people that you love. And I get to celebrate with you on Facebook and with the kids here in the classroom, and later with my kids, and I just couldn't be happier. So, yay! Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I went ahead and posted the activity sheets on Facebook before about a half an hour ago, I guess. And so there's a bunch of coloring sheets on there that you can color to give away or to keep if you want. And then we'll talk about the other one that I posted. But they're mostly color sheets for fun for Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day is all about love. And so we're going to talk about love today. And it's also Friendship Day here at Sunday School. So I hope that we have some friends joining us on Facebook. And if you are a friend of one of our Sunday School kids, welcome. We are so happy to have you with us. And make sure if you're joining us on Facebook that you just give a like on the video or leave a message in the comments so that we know that you're joining us. So we want to make sure to know who's with us each day, because we just love having everybody with us, and we want to know who's joining us. So, all right, well, we're going to get right into it because we got a lot of stuff to do today. We have a lot of stuff to talk about and to share with each other and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to start with our Bible story. And this is from our Wonder curriculum. And this is the last week we're going to do anything out of the Wonder curriculum for a while. Because, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later, but Wednesday starts the season of Lent. And I'll explain more about that later. But then we're going to do a Lenten study. I'm going to tell you about that a little bit more. We're going to do a study called Moses. So we're going to talk a lot about Moses and his life and his birth and his life and the things that we learned from Moses and what Moses learned from God. And so that's what we're going to do starting next week. But today, our Bible story is from the book of Mark. Okay? And the Bible story today, Jesus has been teaching the crowds. So big crowds of people would come to listen to Jesus teach. And he decides at one point that he wants to cross the Sea of Galilee and go to another place. Now during the journey, a big storm blows up and the disciples are really afraid. The wind is howling and the waters are rough and they are really scared. But Jesus is sleeping, and the disciples cannot figure out how Jesus can sleep and be at such peace during this huge storm that's just scaring all of them. So we're going to read our Bible story and hear what Jesus has to say about that, okay? So it's Mark chapter 4. Hi, Ava. Verses 35 through 41. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Are these to hand out? Okay. So later that day, when evening came, Jesus said to them, "Let's cross over to the other side of the lake." They left the crowd and took him in the boat just as he was. Other boats followed along. Gale-force winds arose and waves crashed against the boat so that the boat was swamped. But Jesus was in the rear of the boat, sleeping on a pillow. They woke him up and said, "Teacher, don't you care that we're drowning?" He got up and gave orders to the wind, and he said to the lake, "Silence, be still." The wind settled down, and there was a great calm. Jesus asked them, the disciples, "Why are you afraid? Don't you have any faith yet?" Overcome with awe and wonder, they said to each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the sea obey him." So they were pretty amazed by what Jesus did. So it's a miracle that Jesus was able to calm the wind and calm the sea so that they were no longer in danger. And Jesus said to them, "Come on, you guys, don't you have any faith yet? Why are you so afraid?" Have you guys ever been afraid before? I think we talked about this during a children's moment, didn't we? Yeah.
I have.
I've been afraid too.
Lots of times.
Yeah, and what Jesus is saying.
Spider. I was scared.
Yeah.
We were watching a video about spiders, and I was wearing my Santa's hat.
Yeah, spiders are scary for a lot of people, aren't they?
And the pom-pom at the end was bouncing on my
Ugh.
head, and I thought it was a spider.
Yeah.
And
So Jesus was teaching the disciples, once again, to remember their faith in God, that God is always with us, no matter what, and that God will always take care of us and provide for us, even when things are scary and even when things seem really hard. And sometimes he takes care of us by providing other people to help us, right? Mom, dad, brother, sister, grandpa, grandma, right? Pastor Carol, other members of our church. So we don't have to be alone. We don't have to be alone and afraid. God is always with us, and he places people in our lives to help us too. Yeah, so we're going to be afraid sometimes, but we don't have to stay stuck in that fear. Right? We can pray to God for help and look to other people to help us get through those times. So our faith word, remember this month, is guide. So God guides us or leads us in many different ways. And a lot of times that's through other people. Teachers, parents, pastors. Yeah. So, but we have to be ready to listen, right? We have to listen, and sometimes that's hard to do, isn't it? I like to talk a lot. You guys know that? That's pretty obvious, isn't it? I like to talk a lot. So sometimes it's hard to be quiet and just listen. But it's important that we listen for God. And sometimes God talks to us through other people too.
I talk to my friends through email.
Yeah. I would leave that on right now until you can talk to your mom, okay? Okay, so our Bible story today, like I said, is about Jesus and his friends on the boat. When they were in the middle of the sea, the storm blew up and scared the friends. Jesus told his friends not to worry. God was faithful and was always with them. That's beautiful. Jesus was guiding his friends. I love your red frog, Bo. Hey, if you guys color pictures on Facebook, do me a favor, will you? And take a picture of them and post them and share them with us. We'd love to see your color pictures. So Jesus was teaching his disciples not to worry, that God was faithful and was always with them. Jesus was guiding his friends to not be afraid because God was with them. Have you guys ever been in a big storm?
No. But once there was a lot of thunder.
Like a thunderstorm? There's lightning and thunder.
Well, we normally stay inside when that happens.
How about anybody on Facebook? Have you guys been in a big storm? How about a tornado? Has anybody ever been in a tornado? I have not. I have not. Yeah. So we're supposed to go to a basement during those storms, aren't we, to be safe? Yep.
Or somewhere with no windows.
So it's important that we follow the directions, the guidance of other people during those times and get to someplace safe, right? People guide us to what we're supposed to do to stay safe. Jesus wants us to have faith in God. He wants us to remember that God is always with us. God is always with us. He's always right here in our hearts.
My regular school, we lose in our hearts.
In your regular school, Bo?
Yeah, in the regular school, we used to talk about tornadoes.
You talked about tornadoes in your regular. Did you have a tornado drill?
Yes, our tornado drill.
You did, Sophie?
Sort of change.
Yeah.
And our tornado drill goes like this now. Beep, beep,
The sound changed. Did you guys have tornado drills? How about like fire drills and stuff like that? Go ahead and have a seat, guys. So, here's the deal. When we are still and quiet and listen to God's word, sometimes we can hear things that we normally would not hear. Okay? All right. So remember that God is always with us. So like I said earlier, today is Friendship Day in Sunday school. We are going to celebrate our friends on Facebook, our friends in the classroom, our friends that aren't here with us right now. We have lots of friends that are not here with us right now for different reasons, right? So I want to ask, what do you guys think of? What makes a good friend? What kinds of things make up a good friend? Oh.
You give stuff to them.
You give stuff to them? Okay. Go ahead.
Your favorite things.
Favorite things? You have favorite things in common, maybe? Okay. So I looked up a bunch of different places to see what experts in the field, whatever field that is, different qualities. What makes up a good friend? And I have a little list here for you. So friends will come and go in your life, right? Sometimes some friends that you have now, maybe they'll move away, or you'll get new friends and maybe won't hang out with the same people. But friends come and go. So no matter how long your friendships last, the most important thing is that your friends accept you for who you are. A good friend walks along with you, and they show that they care by their actions, okay? Big and small. So they show you that they care. So a good friend is there for you no matter what. They're always going to be there for you. A good friend doesn't judge you. They don't look at you and say, oh, well, you're a bad person because you think this. They don't do that. They accept you for who you are.
Kristen always does that.
Good friends don't call you names. They don't put you down. They want to build you up and make you feel good, right? Good friends are kind. They're kind and respectful. And a good friend is someone you can trust. If they say they're going to do something for you, they'll do it, right? You can depend on them. Good friends stick around with you even when things get kind of tough. So have you ever had an argument with a friend? Are you still friends with that person?
No.
Yeah? Yeah.
Every time I
So a really good friend is going to stick around with you no matter what. Yeah, Sophie?
every time I get in an argument with my friend, normally we leave each other for about a month or two.
Oh my goodness, that's a long time.
I know. And then when I feel like I'm a bit too lonely, and then I go back to my friend.
Yeah. Good friends like to make you smile. They like to help us feel good. And they're there to listen to us when we want to talk about something, right? Good friends comfort us. They help us feel better when we're feeling sad or alone. A good friend is someone who's going to be there to help us feel better. Is there anything else that you would add to that? So you mentioned something, Bo, about giving. Good friends are giving. How about sharing? Yes. Anybody on Facebook have any other ideas about what makes a good friend? Share it in the comments for us, and I'll share it with the class. Go ahead, Bo.
You give people hugs.
What?
You give people hugs.
They give hugs. Yes, yes. Or maybe a high five, or right now when we're not hugging and shaking hands a lot, we can do elbow bumps,
Air hugs.
air hugs. Air hugs for our Facebook
Some
friends.
people do this.
High fives, you bet. Oh, thank you, Sophie.
Air flies.
Sophie colored her frog picture for me. I love frogs too. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm going to put that up in my office. I love it. All right, so now that you know what makes up a good friend, you can be a good friend too. And how can we be a good friend? What's something that we can do to be a good friend? Sophie.
You don't judge people by who they are or what they look like.
Don't judge people by who they are or what they look like. Very good, very good. Ben?
You can say that you love them or something.
I can't hear you, honey.
You could say that you love them.
Tell them that you love them. Tell them you like them. Yeah, absolutely. Let them know. Bo.
I have a classmate that I've been emailing her.
Giving them toys.
Sharing your toys or maybe giving them a gift. Absolutely. Those are all great ways to be a good friend. We're going to talk about acts of kindness. Have you ever heard of that? Random acts of kindness. So one of the things that I posted on Facebook for our friends that are joining us online is this chart right here. Okay? And I'm going to give you guys one of these before you go. Okay? And I'm going to tell you. And what this is it's a Lent act of kindness. We're going to talk about Lent in a minute, remember? So what you can do with this is starting today, okay? Starting today, you can look for an opportunity to do a special act of kindness for someone else every day during Lent. Okay, and I'll tell you about Lent, so we'll get there. Each day that you do an act of kindness, you can draw a heart or a smiley face, whatever you want to do. But I like the heart because this is all about love. Today's all about love, right?
Or a star.
You can draw or a star. That's right, Ben.
You're a star.
In one of the boxes on the chart. And what you want to do is see how many boxes you can fill on this chart before Easter.
I was thinking of bringing my Easter eggs.
I know, isn't Easter the best, Bo? Yes.
I have to earn things. For
So
Easter.
you guys are each going to get one of these before you go. Have a seat, please. So you guys will each get one of these before you go, and you can take this home and put it up somewhere. Make sure you ask for permission before you put it up anywhere. And then you can mark a square however you want to mark it every time you do something kind for someone else. Now, it could be mom or dad, brother or sister. You could do something kind for one of your pets, right?
Like feeding them.
It could be something you do for a neighbor. You like leprechauns? Yes. Leprechauns are fun. They're kind of naughty.
Yeah. I might
Leprechauns are kind of naughty, aren't
This
they?
year I'm catching a leprechaun.
They do. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Lent. What time is it? Oh yeah, we're finishing up good. Okay. So one of the things that I did not post on the Facebook page is a little sheet about Ash Wednesday and Lent. Okay. And we have Lent kits at the church that you can pick up. And in that, it has information about Ash Wednesday. So you can pick those up. They're available now at either entrance. So if you join us for worship, you can pick one up today. We will also deliver. If you are not able to get to the church or you don't feel comfortable coming, we can also bring one to you. So just give us a call here at the church. But Ash Wednesday is the beginning of the season of Lent. Okay? Lent is 40 days, except Sundays, so don't count the Sundays. 40 days before Easter. This year it starts, thank you, sweetheart. Aw, thank you, honey. I'm getting all kinds of frog pictures here. I love it. Frogs are my favorite. So, Ash Wednesday is February 17th. So, it's 3 days from today. And we are going to have a special service on Facebook for Ash Wednesday. And everything you need for that service. Oh, thanks, Bo. Everything you need for your Ash Wednesday service is in that kit. So make sure you pick one up. And then join us on Facebook. It'll be during the 2 o'clock midweek music moment, but it'll also be posted and available for viewing later if you're not able to join us at 2 o'clock. So I am going to hand out, before you go, this Ash Wednesday stuff, and you can read it with your families. And it just talks a little bit about what Ash Wednesday is. And it's basically a remembrance. And we get ashes in the form of a cross on our forehead. And it's just to remember that we come from the dust, right? Adam was formed from the dust of the ground, right? No, not that one. Just one. Okay, so I want to make sure that you guys get that, and if you can, pick up a kit before you leave too to celebrate with your family, okay? Also, next Sunday, we will be starting our Lent Bible study. So in Sunday school, we'll be talking about Moses. And then after church, we'll have a Bible study at 11:15 for the adults in the youth room and on Zoom. And then also again at 6 p.m. with Pastor Carol. At 5 p.m., Mr. John Montgomery is going to be doing his workshops again. So we're super excited
With his children.
about those workshops, and Sophie and Ben are going to be a part of those workshops. So we're super excited about that too. So I hope that you will participate in some of those activities or all of those activities and join us for those. So other than having a bunch of stuff to hand out to the kiddos that are here, does anybody have any questions about Lent? Or about Jesus calming the storm? Sophie?
How do you get the cross on your forehead?
Okay, Sophie asked, how do you get the cross on the forehead? So usually what we do is we have a worship service where, okay, you know how we do on Palm Sunday? We have the palms. Well, every year, the Sunday before Easter is called Palm Sunday.
Okay.
And we have palm branches that we wave. And the leftover palm branches, we make ashes out of. And those ashes are used the next year on Ash Wednesday. And we have a worship service where we remember that we come from the dust, and to the dust we will return. And the pastor will place ashes on your forehead in the form of a cross. Well, this year, because of the coronavirus, we're not going to have that service in person. We're going to do it on Facebook. So in those kits, there's a little baggie with some ashes in it, so you can put the ashes on yourself. Okay? Good question.
On yourself.
That's a great question, Sophie. Any other questions? Any questions from our Facebook friends? Feel free to type them in the comments or...
Next video, we shall answer them.
All right, so I have, like I said, I have lots of pictures for you guys to color that I posted on Facebook. You've got your acts of kindness chart, and be sure to share these as you get them done. I'd love to see. I know we have some super kind kids in our Sunday school classes and in our church and in our community. And so as you fill these up, be sure to take a picture of them and post them so that we can see just how awesomely kind you guys are. Because I know.
I think our parents are
I see that, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. We'll see you here for worship at 10 a.m. Thanks, everybody. Have a